Oh, hello everyone. Can you hear me? And Vane was here half an hour ago. Very good. Is he still here though? Haha, I'm taking over. Pimps Militia. Can everyone hear me all right? Or am I? Yes, we can. I'm glad you can hear me. Bald man bad. Bad bald man. However it goes. Awesome. Thank you, Zombie. So today I have a special guest with me. He's hiding behind the cameras at the moment. Awesome. Thanks, Kung Fu. Elusive. Yay. So Q&A, we have about an hour and whatever it takes, because today you don't have a live stream with this character here, the nutrition science watchdog. Hello, Uncle Bart. Special Bart, yes. Instead, we are having him on my live stream, so he will help me answer some questions. But I don't know why he's not in this room, because really he could actually be managing my questions for me like I did for him in the past, but we'll do it this way. It's all good. Oh, thank you so much, Bartcase Money Machine. 17 norska kronor. Sorry, danska kronor. Where did I get Norwegian kronor from? I just imagine things. Thank you very much. So, do you want to welcome the super grumpy, bad, bald man to the stream, and we'll get him on? I'll add him there.
Hello, girls and boys.
And my dog. What's she doing there?
Professor Snooze is here to make sure I behave on your stream.
Ah, okay, very good. So she's keeping Yellow's head in check then. Good.
Yes, yes.
So, do we have any questions? There's not a lot of people here yet. 14 of you. Do we have 14 thumbs up though? Is the question.
Yes, thumbs up, everybody.
Yes, thumbs up the
Share
stream.
the stream. Sharing is caring.
Hey. You aren't in the same physical space. Yes, we are. He's like behind this wall here. And he stole my dog. And you're almost in picture. There you go. Okay.
How's that?
Kung Fu. That's perfect, almost. Cornell, thank you for your super chat. Is that Bart K? No, this is Bad Bald Man. Why are we not showing the names? I need to sort that out. Super chat for Bart. Oh well, thank you. I'll deduct that from the smoker money that he's accumulated over the last 6 months or 7-8 months actually. Let me try and fix the. I'll show the names somehow. Here we go. I think. Can we see your name there?
No.
I had to remove. There we go.
That's it. There we go. Now I know.
There you go.
Mm.
Yeah, because they didn't know that. But how can you be bad bald man when you have a hat on? You can't see that you're bald. Okay, that's better. Oh no.
Yeah, he says he's glad that we got rid of that other bitch.
Snoozy bitch.
That's the one.
Oh. Poor Snoozy. Bad bald man. Okay, questions. Now when you're just talking about Bart because he's on my stream. I want to talk about questions.
Yes, questions.
Hello, Mandy.
Please.
I haven't seen you forever, Mandy. Where have you been? I hope you've been okay anyway. So do we have any, since no one else is having questions, do you have any news about what's going on, what's happening, what's up, what's down? I know there's been a lot of drama going on and you've actually been back on YouTube even though you weren't supposed to be because you had things to say about the conduct of YouTube and Michelle.
Yeah. Those that haven't kind of followed along with it, I mean, basically what has happened in the last week or so is that Self from Chorley has posted a number of videos that wherein basically she has taken material from videos posted by not only myself but other YouTubers as well, such as Tristan, for example. And we all know and understand that on YouTube it's perfectly acceptable to borrow bits of people's work and stuff, so long as it meets the definition of fair use, which allows the use of that material for transformative purposes, for educational purposes, for parody, that kind of thing, but not to slander and misrepresent, and certainly not to take someone's work wholesale and repost it, entirely without any kind of commentary. So unfortunately, she's done that. Maybe she's running out of steam for ideas, whatever. I mean, I don't think she's actually got too many ideas in her head at all anyway, but there you go. So what happened was, probably over a week ago now, Tristan put in a complaint about one such video, and she received a copyright strike for that. As is right and proper. That's how YouTube works. You breach the copyright rules, they take down the video, and they issue you a strike. I found a number of videos on Michelle's channel that didn't meet the definition of fair use, in my estimation. So I invited YouTube to do something about it. And I think of 4 complaints I put in, they upheld 2 of them and rejected 2 others. So they do have systems, apparently. Tee-hee. And then, of course, that invites those people on that side of the fence to accuse me of trying to get her channel deleted. Well, that's not up to me. I don't set YouTube's rules. I don't set YouTube's policies. All I can do is protect my rights as a YouTube creator, as a copyright holder, by asking YouTube to do something about it when I feel those rules have been breached. Michelle's not the only offender. It goes on all the time, and I don't think there are enough people complaining about actual misuse of a lot of people seem to think this fair use thing is carte blanche to do whatever you want, and it's not. So it's up to people like me who are prepared to stand up and say, hang on, at least ask the question. In at least one of the complaints that was upheld by YouTube, it was actually YouTube that instigated that procedure. They have a copyright strike procedure whereby they will actually, on the YouTube back office, if you like, they actually send you a message saying, look, we found this video that looks like it might be a copyright issue. Would you like us to take it down and start the procedure? So they actually offered it up to me. I didn't go looking for that one. When they did offer me that one, I thought, well, perhaps I better have a look and make sure that there aren't others that are breaching this rule. As it turns out, I thought there were 3 others. YouTube thinks there was 1 other. So as it stands, Tristan has withdrawn his complaint and come to a deal with Michelle. I warned Tristan not to trust any deal with Michelle, as per look at my last video about her ethical behavior in terms of following a deal for less than 12 hours before completely reneging on it. So that's the situation. That's what's been happening. I still intend to be absent from YouTube for the most part. I will be using my YouTube platform to advertise my new upcoming material, which will be hosted on other platforms, basically, because I've had a guts full of YouTube and it's nonsense. And so that's me fully up to date. Sorry, that was a very long answer. I don't want to take over your whole stream, but there you go. That gave
now we have some questions
about Christmas. Good, that's excellent. Go for it.
So, Elusive, thank you very much for the super chat. Any explanation on the blood-brain barrier in relation to food? Can any food penetrate it? Is this a potential issue? Love you guys. I love you too. And the answer is yes. Gluten, for example, is one. I am sure that there could be many others. There are additives to different foods, to, probably toothpaste, any type of chemicals that can get into your body, that can penetrate your gut, can also actually open up the blood-brain barrier. So there are many things that could potentially be in there. And I'm sure that some of them are synergistic. It's just that I don't exactly know all of them. I don't have a list of them. What does the bad bald man have to say about that?
No, absolutely spot on. Agree completely with that. The blood-brain barrier, like any other membrane in the body, can be made leaky by inflammation, attack from poisons such as gluten, as was named, and obviously that renders it permeable to substances that it previously wasn't. That can lead to very severe brain inflammation, which can lead to very severe brain problems and can lead you to believe all sorts of things. Isn't that right, boys and girls?
Yes. Okay. I'm going to post a thing here. This is a title. If you want to read a study about that, you can go there and have a look. I haven't read it, but it can be quite interesting.
Good work. You might want to chuck that up on the screen as well.
Yeah, okay.
There it
So
is.
it's called The Effect of a Gluten-Free Diet on the Permeability of the Blood-Brain Barrier in Patients with Clinically Isolated Syndrome Measured by Dynamic Contrast Enhanced Magnetic Resonance Imaging. Let's say the whole title again. No, let's not do that. That was too long. So you have it there. You can copy it from the chat. It will be easy for you to find that if you want to have more.
Super chat from Deborah. Super chat from Deborah.
I'm getting to it.
I know.
Deborah, thank you so much for the $10. Can you please eviscerate fruitarianism and natural hygiene, please? And thank you. Natural hygiene.
Keeping your body clean by putting in all sorts of clean fruit and none of that dirty, dirty meat.
Really? Okay. Yeah. Okay, so do you want to start? I'm like
yeah, okay. All right. The whole idea that human beings are genetically designed and predisposed to a diet consisting of entirely fruit is fundamentally, utterly, completely ridiculous. The reasons I say that are because really the only nutrient of value that you will find in most fruit is fructose. Fructose is not a good thing to have in your diet in any large amount, actually. It tends to lead to fatty liver, the overproduction of triacylglycerides, increased adiposity, fatness, that is, and therefore inflammation, type 2 diabetes, most forms of cancer, many forms of dementia. Isn't that right, girls and boys? And also heart disease. I don't know. Let's get her out of here. Let's get her out of there. Sorry, I was distracted because Sky is here. Hello, Sky, and she's asking about sexual favors. And anytime I see the word sexual favors, I completely lose my shit. So
you kind of, did you have anything more to add?
Oh, yeah, sorry, let's carry on with that. I hadn't even finished my answer, had I? The other thing that you'll find problematic in fruit is fiber. Fiber is actually contraindicated in the human diet, completely contraindicated, in stark contrast to what the so-called authorities would tell you on that topic. Fiber is pro-inflammatory rather than the opposite, which is what they'll tell you. Fiber interferes with bowel function rather than assists it. And there is no evidence that a lack of fiber is associated even, let alone causal in any disease process of any kind. So that leaves fruit pretty much lacking in anything useful, including protein. So fruitarianism, absolutely, fundamentally, utterly ridiculous.
So what about the natural hygiene part?
But teeth, though, natural hygiene, my understanding of it is that just refers to not eating anything dirty like meat. If that's not what that means, perhaps someone can give me a bit more on that. But
yeah, I'm a little bit confused.
Yeah, so are they, fruitarians, very, very confused. And also those that believe that we shouldn't be eating animal products, they are very, very confused.
So is the theory that if we eat a lot of fruit that are, pesticide free and blah blah blah, that we wouldn't have to wash?
My understanding is that
you would like that, wouldn't you?
Well, I'm sure. It's her stream. I'll put up with any shit she wants me to. Behave yourself. Goodness. You can't keep him out of the show. It's unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
My understanding is that natural hygiene refers to internal hygiene, not external, but I might be wrong on that. I have been wrong once or twice in my life. Well, I thought I was, but I was mistaken.
Yeah.
What's next? Do you want to have a go at that one, or are we done with it? I hope that helps, Deborah. I hope that's enough.
Yeah, well, fruitarianism is, as you said, it's not. I don't know. I don't know why anyone think that is a good idea. It's like you just eat a lot of sugar all day long. You're probably going to have to eat all day long to not starve yourself, and you're going to be deficient in a lot of different nutrients. You're probably going to be really grumpy as soon as you're not eating. You're going to be a massive sugar burner. If you have any fat stored in your body, you will never access that ever again. And you will probably destroy your teeth. So from a natural hygiene point of view, you're going to have a huge dentist bill by the end of it. So if there was anything else to the natural hygiene part that we didn't really understand, please post again and I will put that up and answer that question.
Yeah. Of course, in the background there, Cornell is taking this opportunity to comment on the sanitation of his meat. Of course he is.
Okay, good. Yeah. Cornell. Good. Go sanitize your meat.
Yes, go and wash your box, son. Goodness.
Okay, so Daniel had a question earlier, but we had too many super chats for me to read it out until now. But here we go. How can I stop eating? Huh?
Babber. Go on, sorry.
How can I stop eating carbs now that I'm back on the meds? So far, so good, but late evenings are crap. I'm not sure what meds that is and why you can't stop eating carbs because of the meds.
Yeah, I understand why. I understand why, but I don't think we should talk about. I don't think we should talk about that on the live stream. Babs, I'll have a word to you afterwards. There is a reason for it. We can probably help. I happen to know what meds he is on and what the story is, but let's keep that a bit back of house. Yeah,
back of house.
Yes.
Mandy says, I'm always watching Pim, just quiet in my days. Okay, I'll forgive you for not being here or not talking. Hope you're both finding life steady. You both look smashing, so keep doing what you're doing. Lovely couple. We love you.
Thanks, Mandy.
So
you don't get a mention because you're not that important. That's why you don't get a mention as well. Goodness
me. Maybe he should be put in house arrest somewhere else. Bo, hello everyone. I'm eating with my hands, so I'm a bit quiet. I bet you got a messy keyboard now or phone. Daniel says, is full spectrum whole plant CBD bad because of the anti-nutrients?
Do you want to handle that one or?
I don't know. I was just thinking about the extraction process and if there are any anti-nutrients left in the plant at all. I mean, I'm working with fish oil, so what I do know is like there's not a lot of that stuff left in that oil. If it's processed, most of it is stripped. So I'm not talking anti-nutrients when it comes to fish oil, but I can't imagine that there are many anti-nutrients left. But I don't know. Do you know?
No.
No.
I suspect, I mean, because the other thing is the dosage that you would take of any CBD oil is so small that even if it was tainted with anti-nutes, there would be so little of them that it probably wouldn't be a problem. I've always been an advocate of cannabinoids in terms of their therapeutic effects variously. And I think, you know, taking it as an oil with the THC either vastly reduced or removed is probably a very, very good idea for a lot of people with many, many different presentations. And I say reduced THC because I don't think it should be removed entirely. There is actually an ideal ratio between CBD and THC for therapeutic effect. Yeah.
Which is also different for different conditions. Apparently.
Yes,
I just don't know what they are. Yeah, so when you're processing an oil, what you doing is you usually adding a lot of, if you're doing something, most of the time they bleach oils, so they add bleaching earth and active carbon, etc., and that will bind most of the anti-nutrients. So I can't imagine that there would be a lot of that left at all. So I probably wouldn't worry about it. If you're super sensitive, maybe. It's like people who react to ghee or clarified butter if they are super sensitive to milk, which is, most people can still do it.
There is a small issue, and it's a minor risk, I think, compared to some others. But once they've flocked with binding agents such as Pim was talking about, the various earths or activated carbon or whatever else, what they will then do is drive that solution through a micron filter at very high pressure, which gets the oil through and keeps the particulates out that have bound up the nasties. When you subject any oil to massive pressure, any unsaturated part of those oils is under that pressure then vulnerable to becoming trans fat and such. But minor risk for a very, very small dose of what could be very therapeutic, I think.
Yeah.
Lots of super chat action. It's great, isn't it? Keep
Troy,
them coming,
thank
boys
you
and
so
girls.
much. Yeah, I should have you on more often.
Maybe. You get more super chats when I'm on your channel than I get when I'm on mine.
Yeah, okay. So
sure.
from now on, Bart will only appear on my live streams. There you go.
There you go. Now you've made a cross for your back, haven't you?
Yes, I have. Troy, I've missed you. Where have you been? How does your body determine when to turn on fat loss versus muscle loss when in energy deficit? It does depend a little bit on how good you are at using the fat and how much fat you actually have on your body. If you don't have a lot of fat, so that your ability to produce the hormones that you need, etc., is compromised, you will probably go into more muscle burning for energy than if you had enough fat on your body. But your body will not go to muscle that easily. It will take a while. I don't know if you're talking about when you're fasting or if you're just, on a low-calorie diet. If you're on a low-calorie diet, it's a totally different story. What will happen is that the metabolism in general will go down, properly go down and down and down, and that's when you can get,
down, diggy, down.
Yeah, you can get things like a compromised thyroid, for example, and have problems actually ramping it up again, etc. Did you want to add something to that, Mr. Meat Militia, drinking coffee, too much coffee?
Yes, I'd like to say that was an absolutely outstanding answer from a very, very knowledgeable professional in the field. I'm really, really impressed as usual. Didn't I get it already? Of course not. No. Yeah, really good. No, to me, I mean, I always answer that question by saying usually. Sure, there are some there are variables that come into it, and you've outlined them brilliantly, I think, Pim. But overall, the short answer, the Reader's Digest version, is if there is any significant fat stored on your body, you will not lose muscle mass. Your body will protect that. It will use the fat first, unless there's a reason it cannot get to it. There you go.
Yep. Cool. Richard, admission plus 40% for YouTube tax. Well, thank you so much. Richard is always paying his admission. No question, though. So I'm going to see if I can find my way back to where we were.
Oh, good luck. God, the StreamYard's jumping chat thing does my head in. I know it does yours in as well.
All right, so just to get you aroused again, you did it wrong. How many sexual favors did Bart need to do in order to get onto Pim's amazing show? Do you want to answer that?
Well, it was 2, wasn't it?
Shh.
you invited the answer. I had to actually engage in round 2. Yeah. Which is a pleasure, of course, all the time. I was up for round 3. But Pim was like by then, so.
What are you talking about?
I'm making shit up. That's what we do here, isn't it?
As usual.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness. Wow, look great first thing in the morning. Awesome. Thank you, Blinky. Okay.
T1. How are you, son?
T1?
Yeah. Take off your blinkers. T1.
Who's T2?
Bowerbird. They're like bananas and pajamas. B1 and B2. Only they're T1 and
Okay.
T2. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm trying to find some questions here. Now we got to the Cornell's dirty meat. Go and bloody freaking clean it up.
That's it. Sort your life out, son. Wash your box.
Eating plants is murder. Eating fruits is abortion. Well,
Okay.
yeah, okay. Ian says you did it wrong. Hench was not happy hearing that Bart called him a talking ballsack. Other vegans were upset as well. Oh no.
Oh no. Really? I've upset the vegans? I thought they all loved me. I thought they thought I was the best thing since sliced bread.
Yeah. It's funny because I don't really engage in that sort of thing, but they do. And if you are engaging in that sort of thing, you have to play the game and take whatever is coming your way, because if you're in it, it's your own fault. Or you can just ignore it and not take part.
Well, that's me told, isn't it?
You can take it out. It wasn't for you. It was for Hench Herbivore, Herbifraud. He has many names, or the talking ballsack. I don't know.
I know she's going to get to it, Gung Fu, but I'll answer your question right now. Ugh, netak. Netak.
Thanks for the 50 norska kronor. Here we go with the Norwegian kronor. Consultation question. When will Bart take interest in Pimp's Swedish food culture and eat surströmming on a live stream in the name of science? You've asked me that before.
Inte surström.
Surströmming.
Surströmming. Jag vill
Yes,
inte
that's
äta
better.
det. Det. Nej.
I'm not eating it either. That's not entering this house for sure.
Eating fish, boys and girls, is what that is.
Yep. Right. So, elusive anomaly. So, no issues eating weed. Well,
In my opinion,
yes.
but in my opinion, you're not going to eat enough weed to do yourself damage. Doing yourself damage by eating plants is when you're eating tons and tons of the shit every day.
Well, if you were eating weed to get any sort of effect, you probably would have to eat a bit, wouldn't you?
Probably, yeah, because you wouldn't really be able to access much of the THC. I assumed that elusive anomaly meant, consuming oil, eating the oil rather than the whole plant material.
Well, in that case, we already answered the question, I think.
I guess so. Maybe I misinterpreted what EA had to say. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. What doesn't want to smoke? Good on you, because that's not good.
Well, good. That's not.
Okay. Eli. Hello, I've come up with a new idea to lose weight. Fasting on alternate days and eating a large amount of calories, 3,000 on feeding days. Does it sound sensible? 180 to 80 kilos at the moment, thanks. Yes, Eli. But we've talked about this and you were doing fine increasing your food intake. So if you stop losing doing that, I think maybe you can start experimenting. Don't go back to too much fasting too quickly, because your body might be like, oh, okay, I'm scared again. That's just my take on it anyway. Because I know that Eli was doing a lot of alternate day fasting and, that sort of thing, and wasn't losing weight. He started eating more, started losing a bit more weight. So I just don't want you to eat too little. So you can absolutely try that. But if you're still losing weight doing what you're doing now, I would stick with that for a little bit longer and just ride it out.
Drink your piss. Let's begin.
I don't think you get to answer this question.
That was a joke, boys and girls. Don't drink your piss.
Alan, being 95% carnivore, is there a reason I feel better eating red meat and fish than I do when I eat lots of chicken? Is it what the animal is fed? Could absolutely be, but chickens in general are leaner. And yeah, do you want to answer this question, by the way? I could go on,
Sure.
but
Yeah, I could go on too. I'll keep it as brief as my crazy brain allows me to. Yes, it's that. Omega-3 versus omega-6, I think, very comes into play there. I think chicken is fed a bunch of human-created toxins that are not good or indicated in your diet whatsoever. Antibiotics, for example, growth hormones for another one. Fish, depends where you source your fish from. Down here in this part of the world, we're pretty lucky. We can get good quality seafood. Many people in the northern hemisphere can't get anything remotely good, in my opinion, because it's all full of mercury and radiation from Fukushima and all sorts of bullshit. I wouldn't probably, if I was traveling to the northern hemisphere, I probably wouldn't eat seafood up there, to be fair. Yeah, it's a rich tapestry. It's a combination of things. We are absolutely genetically predisposed to eating the flesh of the ruminant animals, those who have been ruminating correctly and not being fed grains to fatten them up. Yeah, that's my take on it.
yeah, it's I was listening to a podcast the other day with what's it called? Chris Knob, or I don't know how you actually pronounce his last name, but he's done a lot of research with oils and especially into the omega-6s, and I think it's macular degeneration, but he's looking at all sorts of diseases. And what he's found is that he thinks that there's a threshold that when your diet consists more than 4% of omega-6 oils, you're pretty much hyper exposed to all sorts of diseases, and anything that you increase it from there doesn't really matter. You're already fucked, basically. So
demonetized.
yeah. Hopefully, I'm looking into if maybe I can get him on my channel, but sometimes it's hard to kind of nail down those bigger names, people that are very busy and invited to events where they can speak to several 10,000s of people. But
hey,
maybe.
apparently Fappers is a spitter.
Good to know. Do we have some action? I can't even find that.
Yeah, Troy with the super chat there.
Troy is back.
99.
Thank you very much, Troy. For my wife's birthday, I had a lot of sugar in a 2-hour block of time. That night, my ear became huge and swollen and itched for 4 days. I don't eat sugar too often, obviously. Any explanation? Itching is not a reaction I would imagine that you will get from the sugar alone. So what was that sugar in? In what form did you eat it? The swelling, probably it could be from inflammation, obviously, but it sounds like you had more of a histamine reaction of some kind, some type of allergic reaction. What do you think, Mr. K?
Absolutely agree. Yep, it'll be something other than the sugar that caused that. That sounds absolutely like a localized tissue inflammation, which has been caused by something accessing that tissue via a leaky membrane, which has caused an inflammatory cascade.
Ice cream. It was. What type of ice cream?
Exactly. Let's find out what type of ice. Very good. That's why I hang around with this girl, because she asks the right questions.
The right questions. So what was in that ice cream? Do you have the ingredient list? I would go through that, have a look at what's happening. Now, since you said it was going on for 4 days, I'm assuming that it's already healed.
Chocolate peanut butter. There you go. Probably the peanut or something in the chocolate.
But Troy used to be a good big peanut butter eater, weren't you? I know that you love the Reese's peanut butter cups.
Reese's
I remember
Pieces.
things like that. Yeah. So yeah, it might be that you haven't eaten peanuts in such a long time that you're actually reacting to them now because you've never been doing fine with them.
Good. Good point from Sky there too. Are you sure you weren't bitten by something on your ear, Troy? Are you sure there's no sign of any external mark from an insect or whatever?
Yeah.
Or maybe your wife was hungry because you ate all the bloody ice cream, and so she was nibbling on your ear.
Nubble
She
him.
was nibbling
Nubbling.
on your ear.
Now he got a disability.
A disability, yes.
Poor Tom.
Oh,
Okay, I'm trying to find my way back through the chat again.
right.
Okay, Lukey. Tips to heal from massive burnout from studying. Well, do you want to listen to any advice from the other guy that is burnt out here, or what do you have to
I
say?
could talk if you want me to talk a little bit about burnout. I mean, I could. Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
Anytime you are absolutely focused on something for an extended period of time, as you well should be for your studies, that can very much lead you to a burnout situation. And I don't know how long you've got left to go, Lucas. I imagine it can't be too much longer. So there is light at the end of the tunnel. This does end at some point, and you can focus on that end point, use that as something positive to work towards. Reward yourself along the way with give yourself treats of a healthy nature, please, if you possibly can, along the way, and focus on that end point and focus on the goal and the attainment of that qualification. When you're in a situation like I've been in, where you're actually trying to do something that there is no set endpoint for, and there is no hope of that thing actually changing to be more suitable or fit for purpose, then you have to impose an end upon it. And that's what I've done with the YouTube thing for that reason, because I can see myself becoming very unwell if I don't do that. And I need to refocus my energies elsewhere. So I've got this book to write, so I'm writing it. Pim and I have a course, which you can all go and support. That would be really appreciated. If you don't want to buy the whole course, that's fine. You can rent and or buy set episodes. There's a whole bunch of really great information in there. There's more than 20 hours of footage that you can learn a lot from there, and that's just from Pim, really. The bad bald bloke that she's working with, and didn't mind what he's got to say, but go and support Pim. Buy those bloody videos, people. Give it some support. It's been a year in the making. It's live right now on Vimeo /on-demand/ anti-anxiety course. It's not difficult to find. Neither is your credit card, I imagine. Get it done for Pim. Otherwise, she'll never get that bloody smoker. Do you think I'm going to buy her a smoker? Come on now.
Clearly not.
I'm done.
I have a few other tips that you can try. When you said reward yourself with things that are actually relaxing, like go and get a massage or whatever. You can do that sort of thing. What I need to do to be able to do what I'm doing, because working 40 hours a week, doing, at least one interview per week, having the live stream, engaging on social media, all of those things, it takes a lot of time. So what I'm having to do is that I'm scheduling everything, and I'm making sure that I'm following whatever I'm doing. Now, this is not for Bart, because he can't work like that, but most people who do not have PDA, for that, it can actually work really well. So also schedule your bloody downtime. Like, for 2 hours here, I'm going to do fuck all, or whatever you want to do, or go out and play some football, or swim in the ocean, whatever you can do, get a massage. So in order to get my downtime, I actually have to schedule it. It sounds a bit crazy to schedule downtime, but I need to be like, okay.
You can have sex with your boyfriend.
For fuck's sake, are we only talking about having sex today? What the fuck's going on here? Get fucked. Or not.
But that's the intention.
Shit. Right, so that was my question. We have a super chat to take care of. More danska kronor, I think. I can't even... I thought so. Oh no, it was 25. The old one.
That's no one.
No, that was an old one. Okay, it was just that the others disappeared. That's how it works.
Oh.
Okay. Oh.
Yes.
Oh. So now I need to find my way back to where we were. Here. Okay. So I had found something that I was going to put up. There we go. You did it wrong. It says, Pim, can I borrow your brilliant mind for one of my videos? Send me an email and we can discuss whatever it is.
I've already given her your email address.
Oh, there you go then.
Unilaterally.
Cool. Send me an email.
Invasion of privacy.
As
Sue
if
me.
it's not on YouTube already.
Mm. Yeah.
Per says, but your Swedish is getting better.
Oh, Taxamiki. I really don't think it is. I mean,
I don't think so
at,
either.
at the outset, I learned enough to be grossly insulting because that was all I was interested in, of course. Oh, how do you swear in Swedish? So I learned all the naughty words, and then from there, I've kind of tried to get to the point where I can speak it reasonably fluently, but I just can't get the constructions right. I'm gonna pretty much. So I've taken to learning one or two Swedish songs, which will help a bit. I think maybe we'll see. But anyway, thanks for the feedback. Mm.
Elusive Anomaly says, Pim, you did it wrong. ASMR session, please. I don't know what's. I don't know.
Yeah, you
Think I
guys
have
should do.
very soothing voice.
You guys should do a collaboration, absolutely. And apparently, I've been asked to be a voice actor, so that'll be fun too.
That would be fun.
Mm.
I've heard about that.
Mm.
Don't give it
Yes.
away too much.
I won't. But Pim laughed straight away, Sky, when I told her what you'd suggested to me. She said, "Yeah." Stuff.
I said, yeah, she got the right man for the job.
Mm.
That's what I said.
I'm just not sure I sound masculine enough.
I think you do.
To pull it off. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Cornell is having butter craving, a sign of some deficiency. That's very interesting, actually, because I've heard about people having like wanting to eat lots of butter and scrambled eggs for a week, and then like, man, I'm done now. I really don't know. It might be that you're low on good fats, maybe, but I can't really say. It could be something going on with your gut flora at the time. Maybe.
Butyric acid. Butyric acid, I would say. Mm.
Any other ideas?
Yeah, butyric acid. Did you not hear that?
You said any other ideas?
Other ones other than that. Okay.
Yes. That means
Butter
other.
deficiency? Is it just plain old butter deficiency? Eat your butter, boys and girls. Don't drink your piss.
Necro says, I saw vegans drinking their pee all the time when I was a raw foodist, not just ex-vegans. Right, so, okay. What is the deal with drinking your piss? I mean, aren't we pissing because we need to get rid of shit? Or
No, piss.
rid of piss, even? Haha. I don't know. If you know why we should be drinking our piss, let me know, because I don't really get it.
Disclaimer, you should not drink your piss.
Yeah. Alan says, thank you for the answer. That definitely answers my question on red meat, on why red meat always raises my mood. I'm not sure if someone else answered something, or did we say something?
No, we were talking about the difference between chicken and the remnants.
Okay, fair enough.
Sorry, chicken and fish.
And fats.
Yeah.
Right. Let's see. Butter makes slide better. Good. Okay. Bo. She's soiling the keyboard again, I guess. MG guys, my naughty dinner was so yummy. Now I feel very happy and satiated. But what did you eat, Bo?
I think she went to Chorla, and I think she has eaten Michelle.
Ew, that wouldn't taste nice, would it?
Sorry for that image, boys and girls. That's not what I intended. I thought about it immediately after I said it, and I thought, oh, that could invite Fat Nardo and Cornell to start some real trouble, couldn't it?
And she said that it was better than good. Hee.
Oh, well, it wasn't Michelle then. Good. Okay.
No, can't have been. Cornell says, watch Bart and Pim to recover from burnout, Luke. Apparently.
Yeah, you could.
We could, but sometimes. So when I'm working, I'm listening to a lot of podcasts, and I don't always remember who's saying this, but this was a woman who's been doing a lot of research. I think she's written a book about stress and recovery, and she's identified lots of different types of stress. So sometimes, sleeping isn't always going to solve all the problems. Sometimes you actually need to, some people are stressed in different areas, which means that they might need to go out in nature, and that will feel really de-stressing to that person at that time, etc. So there might be many different things. And YouTube, as relaxing as we are, is a stimulant for your brain. So maybe, since you're reading a lot and trying to remember and retain things in your brain, maybe your brain actually needs a break. So maybe not watching us would be better.
Perhaps. Although, disclaimer, everybody should binge watch both or all of our channels all the time and do nothing else ever. Don't work, don't eat, don't wash, drink your piss. No, don't do any of those things, but do watch our channels a lot. T2, Bowerbird, at 9:45 a.m. says the theory of drinking piss is to get stem cells and antibodies.
Do you piss out stem cells?
Not that I'm aware of, unless you've got a real fucking problem.
That sounds very, very stupid.
Mm.
And what about the
want,
antibodies?
But probably same deal, pretty much. Unless there's something in the piss that they believe stimulates the body to redouble its production of same. There are probably better things you can take to encourage stem cells. I know a product, for example. Don't buy it. I've never seen any evidence anywhere in the literature which would suggest to me that drinking your urine is a good idea.
Okay. Oh God. Okay. I'm still not convinced that I should be drinking my piss for health reasons. Nephilim Research says, I'm going to take a look at the course. Seth.
Awesome.
Seth?
Yeah.
Oh no, my chat jumped.
Vimeo / on demand / anti-anxiety course / That's where you'll find the course. At no point in the course does either one of us suggest you should drink your piss.
Oh my God. Lukey, he says to Cornell, and creepy fox get turned into mincemeat in my country.
Awesome.
Yeah, don't deal with drugs in Brazil or any other shifty business. And he also says, thank you for the advice. You're welcome, Lukey. Itchy, nice to have you here.
Hey, Itchy.
How are the chicks? Howdy, Bart and Pim. Just checking in for a minute. It's hot as hell here, and COVID is flourishing, and no one's got change. Lol.
Yeah, no one's got any money because of the COVID thing. Yeah, we get it.
Sex is good.
Yes, it is. Yes.
See, we're getting back. I shouldn't even put that up.
Of course you should. Of course you should. You should always respect comments from your elders.
Fapnado says, I hear sex on live stream is really exciting. I'm sure it is.
Well, surely you must be aware there are websites you can go to see exactly that kind of thing anytime you want, Fappers. I would need to be paid a fair bit.
Sorry, really?
To do it on camera.
$5?
That's quite a bit. Is that, by the way, is that an offer? Because if it is, you're wrong.
I mean, your partner needs a bit as well, so it depends on who you're gonna fuck.
I didn't know I had an option. I thought I was.
On camera.
Yeah.
Oh well. Bowerbird doesn't even know what sex is, so it would be rude to.
It's for the birds anyway. T2. Sex is for the birds.
You did it wrong, says that thing when you paint lipstick onto your hand. Yeah, that thing.
I love Sky. She's great.
Oh my goodness. I'm trying to find real questions here.
Itchy says the chicks are getting big now, as they would. Awesome. Are they egg chicks or are they food chicks? I wonder. Go on. Sorry.
Pim is the best waifu. She reminds Bart he's masculine. Yeah, okay. Are you masculine? Where's your male voice? Cornell has a good point. The negative effect of eating butter is that you have less butter.
Yes. Yes.
You did it wrong, sis. I think Bart will make a fine voiceover actor. I am sure that he will fulfill that gap that you have there very well.
Fill the gap, you say?
Oh, for goodness sake. Next question. Necrokitty. They drink their pee because they think they release too much of one nutrient because their body is dumping it too fast. So drinking pee keeps the levels even.
Oh my god! If you're peeing it out, isn't that a very clear sign that your body doesn't need it or want it there, or that your membranes are all so leaky and your kidney function is so fucked that you're in serious health concern territory? No, that would be logical, wouldn't it?
Yeah, okay, but I do not understand. And now
vegans think all sorts of things, don't they?
Sure.
They have all sorts of crazy ideas about all sorts.
Yeah, okay, so let's leave the piss area and do something else. Is olive oil healthy? I hear vegetable oils like sunflower oil or canola oil are detrimental. What about olive oil? So, well, olive oil is better than the oils that have a lot of unsaturated fats, but it still has monounsaturated fats in masses and a little bit of polys and some saturated ones. So in terms of oils, I think it's a better oil. Is it ideal? No.
I agree. My take on it absolutely is that olive oil contains 15% polyunsaturated fatty acids, omega-6 oils. Any amount of olive oil in your diet regularly will predispose you towards becoming inflamed, despite everything that the so-called experts will tell you about olive oil being anti-inflammatory. No. The balance of anti-inflammatory action and inflammatory action in that particular oil really depends on your particular individual circumstances, situation, the environment in which you place your genes, how you live your life, as to what the observable effect will be. There are many degrees of freedom. But I personally don't touch olive oil.
I do.
Pim does.
And because I love it on my carpaccio.
But then I do,
and it's not for health reasons.
No, and I would do things that Pim would never countenance doing either. So I'm not taking a moral high ground on being healthy. No.
What do you mean?
You know exactly what some of my intemperate habits are. Goodness.
Yeah, I do, unfortunately. So Bowbird says apparently the kidneys produce stem cells. That's new to me. As far as I know, the bone marrow produces stem cells.
Yes.
And releases them, and then they go to wherever they're needed.
Yeah.
I can't see I mean, research is like moving forward all the time, but I do not think that there are any progenitor cells in the kidneys, and now I'm getting confused when you say this.
Even if the kidneys did produce some progenitor cells of whatever cell line they happen to be, then what the kidneys would do would be to release those stem cells into the bloodstream, not piss it out in the urine. Because why the hell would the kidneys do that? Why would the kidneys spend energy and proteins on producing a stem cell which is then immediately pissed out? It's ridiculous. Absolutely fundamentally ridiculous, surely. Can I just answer a question from Up Syndrome just quickly?
No. I'm just trying to find anything about. Okay, do that, and I'll go back to the stem cells after.
Up Syndrome is asking, does joining my channel at the Meat Militia Soldier level grant you access to my Patreon videos? The answer is unfortunately no, because the Soldier level is a significantly lower financial commitment than the Patreon website. Probably the best thing to do is join the Patreon. And if you want to not be a Meat Militia Soldier, if you already are instead, that would be fine too. If you want to join my channel at the Commander level, that will get you access to the Patreon videos. But if you join the Soldier level, which is the very lowest level on my channel, that will get you access to about 250 videos, which are suddenly no longer available to the unwashed masses. I'm just sanitizing things a bit on the public facing side of my YouTube platform. So most of that material, which is a bit more dodgy, shall we say, you will find access to if you join my channel at the lowest level.
Okay, so I just did a very, very quick Google search on kidney stem cells. There's absolutely nothing there. And just thinking about it, if the kidneys could produce stem cells, why would kidney transplants be the biggest or the most common transplant operation that there is? If the kidneys could regenerate themselves by producing their own stem cells, I don't think we would have that many kidney transplants. Just doesn't make any sense. I think it's bullshit. That's just my gut feeling.
That sounds a bit like ideology without science underpinning it from the high priests of the Church of Anorexia Vegana. To me.
Humanimal says, you guys are lucky to live in New Zealand with relatively clean waters, but what do you feel about eating seafood with risks of contamination being high? You are the seafood eater. I'm not really eating seafood.
Yeah, Pim doesn't enjoy seafood. Pim doesn't eat a lot of seafood at all. I eat a small amount of seafood, not really a lot, but I do eat some. I'm quite happy to eat New Zealand seafood, but as I said earlier in the stream, if I was up in the northern hemisphere, I wouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, I think, I mean, you will get contaminants from pretty much everything that you're eating, depending where it comes from, but I'm not aware of any place on Earth where there aren't, some sort of contaminants that could get into the meat that you're going to eat, whatever shape or form that has. So obviously choosing the right ones, is probably quite important in the long run. But if you're eating seafood once or twice per week, if you make sure that it comes from relatively clean waters, I don't think you're going to have a problem with it. I think it's more important that you have a well-functioning body and a well-functioning liver so that it can take care of whatever crap is coming in that way. If you are eating a lot of sugar and fructose, your liver is going to be busy with other stuff and not be able to handle the toxins that you're eating, and you're going to get more problems from them. So in general, I think just, cleaning up your diet, getting the best sources that you can afford, and taking care of your body so that it's functioning optimal is probably much more important.
Let's begin.
So, Mr. Bart K, can you put the link to the course in the video? Can you put it in the comments so I can put it up on the screen?
I shall do that for you this very minute.
The chicks are big chickens now. You already saw that one. Respect Itch's authority. Sorry, Itchy.
Yes, indeed. Now, I'm just going to check on this link to make sure I get it absolutely correct. So just talk amongst yourselves while I dig that out, if you wouldn't mind.
Bowerbird says that you can ruffle my feathers anytime, Bart.
Oh,
very good. Ruffle. Okay. Oh, for goodness sake, this chat is doing my head in. Stop jumping.
It's crazy, isn't it? It really is. I mean, I've said it many times on my streams. StreamYard, you have got to get your act together on that. You must disable the self-navigation of your chat window on the control. It's crazy. People want to go through in order. It does our fucking heads in. Stop it.
Stop it, StreamYard.
Yes, stop it.
Otherwise, StreamYard is actually quite good, I think. But Itchy says, do you have a coin shortage in New Zealand? I always pay with card, so I don't know, but I haven't heard anything about that. I don't think we do.
Say that again. Sorry, I was.
If we have a coin shortage.
I don't think so. I think you said that though, didn't you?
Yes.
Right. Good.
Has everyone hit like? We have 41 people on the stream. How many likes do we have? I can't even see the video, so I might have to go to my YouTube and open a one. And then I'm going to hear myself. I need to turn that. I'm hearing myself now. We have 31 likes. Come on, people. 10 of you who are actually online right now, and 3 just dropped, so now we're 38.
That serves you right for having that bald bad bastard on your stream.
7 of you have not hit the like button. Go and do it now.
That's it.
Nephilim research says aldehydes, hexanes in oils. Very good or not? I don't trust olive oil. No, I mean, I don't trust any oil. That is just a naughty thing that I'm doing. I'm eating it for pleasure. How long has the olive oil been sitting? Which olive oil? Mine? Mine is quite new. Or you mean in the store? If you're buying any oil, make sure that it's in a dark bottle and then store it in the dark. So the 2 things that will oxidize an oil quickly is light and oxygen exposure and heat, to be fair. If you're heating something that is in an oxygen-free environment without the light, you can't oxidize it, so you need the oxygen there. But once you open the bottle, you have exposed it to some oxygen. So once it's open, you want to consume it as quickly as possible. Well, yeah. You can usually, I mean, I was thinking if it's just me because I'm working with it, but no, I'm pretty good at smelling rancid oils. You can smell it straight away if there's something that is not quite right with it. You can smell that it doesn't smell fresh. And if it isn't, don't use it.
Is the same true of boyfriends?
Yes. I have a very smelly boyfriend. Throw him in the bath and then you can use him.
Use me as you will.
Right. So, olive oil makes me poop weird. Okay, good to know. Cornell says, I think my beer had some of that COVID in it. I have a massive headache. Yeah, it must be COVID. Does consuming milk and its products in a metal block iron from being in a meal? I was like, what the fuck? In a meal, block iron from being absorbed. Yes, it does to some degree. Hey Pimo Bart, what do you all think about this doctor telling me to eating bone marrow weakens the bones? Go Bart.
I think that is incorrect entirely. I have never seen anything remotely like convincing evidence that is so. I would also remind folks that physicians are not trained in either nutrition or human physiology. They are trained in the differential diagnosis of pathology and the intervention to same by way of pharmacological agents and or surgery. That is the scope of their practice, not nutrition, not physiology, not pathophysiology. Diagnosis and intervention. That's it.
I have no idea where that theory would even come from. It sounds ridiculous to me.
That's wrong. That's crazy. It's ridiculous. Why would eating something that comes from a bone weaken a bone?
Yeah, I was just going to say there's people that have this theory that whatever organ you're eating is going to help the organ that in your body because it has the same sort of nutrients. So if anything, eating bone marrow would just give you the minerals and the nutrients that you actually need for your own bones. I don't really understand why he would say this. I don't know where that would come from.
Yellow Ted says, don't be so ridiculous. Just look at your teeth. It's obvious that you're a herbivore.
Maybe Yellow Ted should shut the fuck up.
Yes, maybe he should. Goodness, Yellow Ted. I think he was being sarcastic and pseudo-humorous, to be fair. Yellow Ted knows much better than that.
Yes.
I'll deal with him later.
So Bo has an interesting comment about the name here. That's an interesting name you have there, and I'm not even going to read the whole name, but Doofenfokke. What is the Dutch translation of that? That's my question. Now you've made me curious.
Yes.
I do understand some Dutch when it's written because it's not too hard to understand, but doesn't ring a bell there. It's my beer name. I'm a beer man. I deliver beer. Maybe you and Bart should have a chat so you can come by here with your beer.
Yes, Leo, if you'd like to deliver me some beer, I will gratefully accept it. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Bowerbird says, my knowledge of urine therapy is limited to what people are talking about in the Facebook groups. They seem to believe what they speak of. I'm not convinced that piss is good. No, we didn't judge you at all. We were just saying that, it doesn't make any sense. I don't think that is true at all. But
speak for yourself. I judge everybody.
Pim. Bo says that I had a very good point about kidney transplantation. No stem cells from Pim. You can't have my stem cells, no. Daniel says, I eat a shit ton of seafood, which I gather myself. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Lukey, piss drinking is not even the church of anorexia vegana. It's just the combined stupidity of tons of raw foodists and natural quacks.
Yeah, but let's blame the veg tards anyway, just because we can. Because apparently you can say whatever you want on YouTube without any ramification whatsoever.
Next one. I love seafood, but I know how they make those king shrimps, like breathing them in sewage in Asia. Yuck. No thanks, but maybe local shrimps in summer. Yeah. That's good. And, king prawns are pretty much the only thing I'm eating. So maybe I should stop doing that.
The seafood that I refer to that I would eat happily is fish. Certain species of fish, actually. I don't actually eat the sea insects, the sea bugs myself. That's not for me.
Okay. Let's see if we can scroll without. Daniel says, no coin shortage. Thank you for that, Daniel. I didn't think so.
Have you got some coin, Daniel?
Eli says, what's your take on coconut oil? In your opinion, is there any healthy vegetable fat oil? Coconut oil is fine. It's quite stable. You have some medium chain triglycerides, which might help with, ketone production and energy, brain energy or whatever, that sort of thing. But I don't think you need to eat coconut oil because it's healthy. But I think as far as vegetable oils or, plant-derived oils, if you like, coconut oil is probably one of the better ones. My opinion. What's the other one thing?
Yeah. Coconut oil enjoys a very high percentage of saturated fats, which are absolutely fine and indicated for human beings. In fact, coconut oil usually has more saturates than animal fat actually does.
God, yeah.
I have no problem at all with coconut fat. Personally, the only thing you can really do is n=1 and see how you react to it, because some people can still have a reaction.
Daniel says, this doctor has a metal block in his head if he tells you bone marrow weakens bones.
Yeah.
Bowerbird says, drinking cow's milk weakens your bones, but almond and soy milk makes them strong, apparently.
Good.
I'm not sure I would buy that either. So
I don't think Bowerbird does either.
No, I don't think Bowerbird does. But just in case someone missed the sarcasm there where they apparently, maybe don't believe what Bowerbird is saying there.
He's a bird brain anyway.
True. Frankie Boy would say that Yellow Ted is a paid shill.
He would. Yes. He would also say he invented Yellow Ted and how do I steal that idea from him?
Elusive says, "Doofen fucker sounds like dumb fucker," and then Bo says, "It suggests deaf person fucker." There's a lot of fucking and sex and piss today. What the hell's going on here?
I'm here. That's what. I always raise the
Jesus.
tone of any show that I'm involved in. You must have known this before inviting me on.
You invited yourself, I think.
I offered. Come on now. Toost.
Shush. Bowerbird, I eat sardines every day and now my piss smells fishy, for real.
Oh, well, drink your piss and you'll get a double dose of fishy goodness.
Yeah, you will be extra healthy.
Disclaimer, don't drink your piss.
Fapnado, you're not behaving when Bart is here. I have cells for anyone who wants them from my stem. Steph, Pim rocks. Thank you. I rock. Like, yeah. Or, yeah. Wrong way. My camera isn't big enough for a dual shade screen thingy.
Yeah, you can hit that other button that puts both our whole screens up and has a black bar at the bottom and top if you want to. It's
what, this one?
Like that. Then you
like
can,
that?
Yeah.
Then we're getting very small.
Oh, sure. It's up to you. It's how you want your stream to look. I'm just trying to help.
How do you want us to look? Full screen?
I don't care.
Or other screen? Or maybe... Haha!
Yeah, that's better. Goodness, get rid of that bull, bad man.
Oh. You can't be here.
There you go. Bye.
Okay.
Oh,
so, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna stop fucking around now. Daniel says, "I'm allergic to fish, but I love me some sea bugs, mollusks, etc." Yeah. Well, I just do the prawns, to be fair. The deaf fucker says, "I used to eat 10 tablespoons of coconut oil a day to try and bulk up. It doesn't work." No, it's probably not the best oil to eat to bulk up because you're gonna burn it.
Yeah, you need nutrient to bulk up, not fat. Fat's for energy. To bulk up, you need nutrient, and that's protein. Yeah. Mixed with the right amount of fat and no carbohydrates, please. Thank you.
And then you can add other fats on top of that. But I don't think coconut oil, I think someone's run out of coffee. I don't think coconut oil is the best fat to use to bulk up in general.
Salute.
Empty.
Farting.
Bowerbird, we know that seed oils are bad, but what about tocopherols? They are mostly derived from seed oils nowadays. What about eating some liver? Or fat?
Crazy talk.
Yeah, so...
Don't you know that fat gives you heart disease and liver is meat and meat gives you cancer? Jeez, Pim, where have you been?
Under a rock, I suppose. I'm in New Zealand. We're on the other side of the world, so the whole world.
It's backwards world here.
Yes, exactly. Nah. You know what? If you are eating grass-fed meat and grass-fed fat specifically, I think you're getting whatever you need. And I mean, this is a totally different topic, and I don't feel like I know enough about it, but I think someone who's very knowledgeable and have maybe worked with this for a while and have a lot of, I don't think anyone has it yet, but I think we need different, recommended daily allowances or guidelines for all sorts of nutrients for people who are eating a meat-based diet. I don't think we can just take the normal RDIs and translate them to be valid for someone who's eating a meat-based diet. It doesn't work because we need different amounts of everything than someone who's actually burning a lot of carbohydrates, because carbohydrate metabolism involves a whole lot of different type of nutrients to actually get that happening than fat metabolism does. So whether you get more or less probably depends on how much fat you're eating, but just the whole idea that we're fortifying flour and everything. I mean, they're adding tocopherols to oils on purpose because when you're processing an oil, you're pretty much stripping that away. So they're adding it back in, and that's not a natural thing to do. And the fact that we think that we need to do that to remain healthy just tells you that the food is no good. It's deficient in those things. The diet that the general public is eating is not a nutrient-dense diet. It's not enough for your needs. It's not fit for human consumption, basically.
I have the smartest girlfriend in the world.
Are you sure?
Mm.
Mm.
Did I fucking stutter or something?
Well, I've heard you say something along the lines that for someone being as intelligent as you are, you're really stupid.
Maybe I said something like that at some point. Do it. Should we relive some arguments live online? That'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
God. Let's. Did you have anything you wanted to add?
No. Surely. I mean, clearly you've obviously completely let that go, and you've got past that. So.
Well, I think that's share worthy.
Ah, fair enough.
I know my
it's your show.
Again.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm.
I'm just going to put this up so I know where in the chat I am when it jumps. I'm all good with coconut oil as well, but even though I have it very rarely now. Yes, best diet of 2020, piss and sex. How long will you survive drinking piss and having sex and nothing else?
I'm willing to try, but the second part, not the first part.
I'll get too hungry. Bowerbird says tocopherols in the context of supplements. Yes, okay. So there are many different tocopherols. God, this deserves a whole podcast on its own, I think, because you have different ones, and I can't remember which one it is, but there's one of them which is actually counteracting another one. So if you take them together, you don't even get the benefit of that one, etc. I'm wondering if I could maybe look for someone who actually knows a lot about that topic, because it's kind of semi-complex, in my opinion. You have different tocopherols. They have, you have those with 3 tails. You have those with long tails, shorter ones, and they penetrate the cell membranes to a different degree, etc. So it's not a very straightforward question. Do you have any opinion? Do you know more?
No, it's not an area that I've really looked at a great deal. I do agree that it's a broad subject that probably really does need a podcast all of its own. So I think you should do that. In short, though, on all supplements of a nutritional basis, I don't recommend any of them. I think you can and should derive all your nutrition from having a species-appropriate diet. Personally,
yes, I kind of agree, but sometimes some people are deficient in certain things because of genetics, because of what they've been doing, the nutritional abuse they've been putting themselves through, etc. And in those cases, I think that there might be a case for supplementing the right type of thing. But we don't want to, I'm never ever recommend anyone to take a multivitamin, because I think that can do much more harm than good, because you get a lot of things that you don't need. And sometimes you can't just get rid of them, and they will store in your body. So please don't do that. If you know that you're deficient in vitamin E, go ahead, do your research, take the right type. I have no problem with that, but it has to be targeted.
Yeah.
My opinion.
I should caveat my earlier comment about I don't recommend supplements at all. What I mean is, for someone who does not present with any specific issues that would indicate they should take something. I'm talking about as general advice for the general public who are otherwise fit and healthy. Eat a species-appropriate diet. That'll take care of you. There are people with specific issues that would mean that they should take something or other. Good. How was that snake juice? Tasty?
Oh, yes. Tastes like water.
You don't even taste the salt anymore, do you?
No.
I still do.
Because you don't drink it enough.
Yeah.
So Eli says, are 10 eggs a day every day too much? 15, how much is too much?
Depends what else you're eating, how big you are, etc., isn't it?
Well, he's 80 kilos and he was 180. I can't remember what he said, 85 or something. Anyway, if you're eating 10 eggs or 15 eggs per day, every day of the year, maybe, I mean, there is a possibility that you could, if you have another offender, that you could become sensitive to eggs. So
Gregor says that'll kill you because that's worse than, each egg is 5 cigarettes apparently. So
yeah, of course.
I would trust the high priest of anorexia vegana, who by the way has never ever seen or treated a single patient ever. He's never practiced medicine, let alone nutrition. So God, trust him absolutely. Eggs, cancer, worse than cigarettes. There you go. Gregor said so.
Yeah. No, I don't, in theory, I don't see a problem with it, but I would probably recommend that you switch it up a little bit so that you're doing it every single day. Maybe have a week off and then go back to your eggs or whatever, because they are very nutritious. And if you are, not sensitive to eggs, they're perfect. I don't see a problem why you shouldn't. But just keep in mind, actually, that the fatty acid profile of eggs isn't ideal. So you probably want to get something else in, like grass-fed beef fat, for example, and supplement with that. So 15 eggs a day, you'll get an amount of omega-6s from that, unfortunately.
I think Necro Kitty makes a good point too.
What's Necro Kitty saying? 36 eggs a day?
No, under that.
No? Fuck's sake.
Much lower than but.
What? You're destroying everything.
She's asking us to imagine the egg farts. Egg farts.
I'm not convinced that you get egg farts from eating eggs. I have never experienced that anyway. I have experienced egg burps, and that is disgusting, and it always comes, I think it's always happened when I have a stomach bug. So it starts with egg burps and then I'm throwing up. So I never want to experience that again. It's horrible. Just speaking about nice things to do. Okay, why does white meat get such a bad rap? Because it's probably less nutritious. It's not fatty enough. White meat is usually from, chickens, I suppose. Like, it's not the best meat because the fatty acid profile, the nutrients, what the birds have been fed. Any other doings?
Lack of iron.
Yeah.
Red meat contains a great deal of heme iron. White meat does not. White meat is generally poultry or fish, neither of which is a species appropriate basis. We can have some of that stuff in our diets, but don't base your diet on that. You're supposed to eat the flesh of ruminant animals. Grass-fed, please.
Please, if you can.
Yes.
But even so, it's probably better to eat grain-fed cows than the standard American diet.
Like you mean like yourself
diet.
from Chorley? You mean like yourself from Chorley?
Yeah, it's better to eat that than eating witches. Yes.
I thought she qualified as a grain-fed cow.
I thought she was a witch.
Well, that too. Disclaimer: don't eat Michelle. No.
Don't eat Michelle.
No.
We don't want to deal with the consequences of that.
No.
Dave says, love a bit of extra virgin olive oil on salami, cheese, ham, just like the taste. Is my carnivore card subjected to removal? No, you can join my carnivore, naughty carnivores club if you like.
Well, Officer Tough Anal might see it another way. I think he'll be around knocking on your door soon. He'll be wanting your card, son.
Oh, we were left 10 minutes ago, I think. Gotta head off. Have a great evening, afternoon, morning, or see you later. You did it wrong. Even though you're probably not here anymore. Okay. Do-do-do. Let's see. Questions. I've done 36 eggs a day. It's not sustainable. I know shit. That's
I imagine there would have been some shit, to be fair. Ooh.
36 eggs a day. I'm just imagining. No, I don't understand how I would even get 36 eggs in a day. I think I eat a lot of eggs. I eat like 15 to 20 or something per week, maybe. But 36 a day?
Yeah.
Nah. You can't eat anything else because you would be too full.
I don't eat very many eggs at all myself, really.
No. Bower Bird says, I haven't seen any vitamin D supplements that don't contain seed oils or tocopherols. Okay. I would imagine that there are lots. I know there are vitamin D supplements in olive oil. I've heard about them being, someone bought them in coconut oil. Then you also have these tablets, and I don't imagine that they have tocopherols in them. But you don't absorb them as well, so you actually do want them in some sort of oil. So I don't know. Maybe you just have to look around a little bit more. Eli says, sounds expectable, but health-wise, any significant reactions or blood exam results? What were we talking about?
Maybe responding to somebody else asking a question in the chat.
Or was that the 10 eggs a day? I don't know. I'm going to skip that. Eli, if I'm ignoring your question, it's because we don't understand it. So ask it again. Sometimes it is when we are answering something live, we are kind of 10 minutes behind the chat. So if you're asking a question with regards to what I'm talking about right now, I might not get to it until in 10 minutes time, and then I've forgotten what we were talking about. So just, be as clear as you possibly can with the questions. It helps. And now I found it. Imagine the egg farts. Cornell says, I don't have to imagine. I know all about that. Okay, so clearly people can get egg farts from eggs. I haven't done that myself. Fapnada says, my farts smell like rotten eggs when I ate veg.
The whole deal with egg farts is that the thing that gives you an egg fart, what's called an egg fart, is that you are excreting sulfur in your feces. Or there is sulfur in your feces to be excreted, and obviously some of that becomes gaseous, and that's what you're smelling. So what it suggests is that you have sufficient sulfur on board, and you've taken in more sulfur than you need. So whether that came from eggs or whether it came from vegetables, doesn't really matter.
To eat 36 eggs a day, you have to eat every 2 hours. If you're a pro bodybuilder and that's your job, then fine.
Yeah, also, if you want to have a shorter lifespan, have vastly reduced cardiovascular and general health after your competitive life is over, and all of that kind of stuff. Bodybuilding is not professional bodybuilding. Not a good idea. No.
Right, and now we start talking about farts. So broccoli farts apparently the worst. Good.
Yeah. Sulforaphane.
I have never experienced broccoli farts either, and I have eaten broccoli before. Morning. You're very late because we are now at the last question. So if you have any more questions, please put them in now if you want them answered this week. Otherwise, you will have to come back next weekend. And maybe the bad, bald man won't be here then. So if you want to ask him something, then go ahead and do it now. This is your chance. He's trying to not be on YouTube, and still he's here. So it's just not on his own channel. Muscle farts are apparently even more worse.
There are only two things that look like muscles.
Shut the fuck up. Daniel says, if the answer is 42, then what is the question?
Apparently, if you read the entire series of books, the question is, what do you get if you multiply 6 by 9. Whoops.
7?
Ask Douglas Adams. 6 by 9 is 54, not 42, isn't it? Dear Douglas Adams. He basically was saying that the whole computer program got messed up in the Earth by the native inhabitants being beaten out by a bunch of aliens who arrived in a spaceship that kind of crashed there.
Very good.
So that was the question. What do you get if you multiply 6 by 9? So the question got fucked up.
Yes. So, blah, blah, bloody blah.
Finished.
Oh, I think I had this somewhere, but I can't remember where. So, let's see. My mate has a girlfriend that is vegan and she have lactose intolerant. Those farts are... Poor girlfriend. The question is, how old is Hench?
45.
Really?
Yeah.
Is he 2 years older than me?
Yes. You just gave the game away there.
I know, but he looks like he's like 15 years older than me, to be honest. Not bragging about my looks, but he looks a lot older than he is then. Like a lot.
He looks older than me.
Yes. Even you. Looks buff for a 68-year-old man.
Yes.
Right. I don't know if this is the right one. No. I'm trying to find the right thing. So, for those of you who are not yet Patreons, what I'm doing on Patreon, I'm going to do this now so people can actually read. Well, actually, you can be here.
Thanks.
So, if you want to support this channel and help me grow it, etc., please feel free to sign up for my Patreon. You can join for just like $1 a month, which is hopefully like a piss in the ocean for most people. I would really appreciate that. What's going to happen there is when I think I've said 20 followers, I will start doing live Q&As just for the followers, so you can put your questions in, more advanced questions, and I will do some research around that and actually answer them much more thoroughly than I'm doing on YouTube. And as I said, you can join for just $1. It will be available to anyone who's kind enough to support me. Obviously, I do appreciate all the super chats that you have been giving me today as well. I thank you very much for that. And yeah, do you... fuck's sake. We can't hear you. Couldn't hear it.
I know you wouldn't have been able to. I just thought I'd throw that in there. Sorry, carry on.
I removed myself rather than removing the text.
My girlfriend's a witch.
I'm a witch. Yeah.
Do you weigh the same as a duck?
I do.
Are you made of wood?
Just like 7 kilos or something. I don't know what a duck weighs. How much does a duck weigh? Too much.
Anyway, you were summing up and I was being rude. So
yes, you were. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. So remove me immediately.
I don't have the access to your camera. We have another question. That's what a vegan diet... No, it wasn't a question. And collagen deficiency will do to you. It was a statement. I'll just read through this and get your questions in. I kind of feel sorry for Paul and what delusional world he lives in. Why? Yeah, you have to. Well, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine being so delusional that you are living a life where you're destroying your body and you're thinking that you're doing the right thing, where you're being deceived by...
That's fine, but why tell other people to do the same thing?
Because you're so convinced that you're right.
Yeah, and abuse anybody that actually argues with you.
Because you're so brainwashed that you don't know any better.
Okay.
Well, you are too. You are convinced about certain things in life, aren't you?
Some things.
And I don't agree with all of those. So that is hate speech.
Hate speech! Hate speech! Hate speech!
Therapist, small screen bot isn't real. He can't hurt you. Pim makes bot with a smaller... Yeah. We have
Good.
to reduce him. There you go.
There is.
Don't take up
Reduced.
my screen, you motherfucker. I swear too much in this live stream. We're going to be demonetized. Doesn't matter. No one's watching it on replay anyway. Apparently, age is irrelevant to Henge. He fucked up so bad the normal standards don't fit. He is just wrecked. Yeah. His gut and brain are definitely suffering as a result of his poor life choices, diet, steroid use, stimulants, addiction, blah blah. Yeah. NecroKitty, thank you for your doc sizing, pounding weights issue. 3 to 15
pounding.
pounds. Yes. So that's about half a kilo to half a kilo. What? Like that? Are we talking ducklings now? To about 5?
Maybe rubber ducks.
7.5. Sorry, 3 is actually almost 1.5 kilo. Sorry, my brain is just. How many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie roll center of a Tootsie Pop? I've never had a Tootsie Pop. I can't answer that question. Pim, yes. I'm not sure what that was in relation to, but I agree.
She can't really see the picture's too small. Is probably agreeing with you that I'm completely wrong about everything.
Yes. Hate speech.
Hate speech.
15-pound ducks, Monkas. Run. Yeah, that's a big duck.
Whew, yes.
Ducks float like wood, therefore witches float. Yes.
Yeah.
This is true.
I showed him your 2 pictures, Tracy, yesterday.
Yeah,
your
that's
picture
crazy.
of Kendall Hill and your picture of where you live. That is nuts. You're a witch.
Yes, you are a witch for real, Tracy. Do you float? Or are you more
really
evolved?
bored?
Do you weigh 15 pounds or less? My question is how and why someone would think of taking 38 ephedrine HCl pills in one night. I think someone would do that if they think that they're going to lose weight, maybe? Or just for the trip of it.
Yeah. They'll be doing it for the trip. Not understanding or caring about the very, very real and significant dangers of doing that.
Yeah, that can be quite dangerous. But a lot of people are taking it to lose weight, but or used to anyway. I don't know if people do that anymore. It was a thing of the past, maybe.
Yeah.
But I think you need to be a little bit, if you're doing it for that reason, you need to be a little bit, effed up in your head, like obsessed with losing weight and having body image problems, etc. If you're doing it for the trip, then you just, normal, I suppose. Most teenagers would consider doing that, probably. And some people don't grow up. Do you want to sing it?
Duck heads, roly-poly, duck heads, eat them up.
Yum.
Yum. There you go.
Lukey says, is taking collagen, consuming connective tissue or broths helpful when one is getting enough complete protein already?
Well, there's your answer. No, because you're getting enough already.
Probably not. I was thinking if you have like a some sort of injury, like soft tissue injury or something, it might be helpful because you get more of those amino acids that are in the collagen that you need to produce, etc. But depends on how much protein you already have and so on. So potentially, if the circumstances are such that you need it for some reason. Okay. Oh my god, we're jumping again. Your guest looks like someone I know who has a huge dong. How do you know that he has a huge dong?
You don't think I would be shy about it? Me,
So
the most.
either he has lied to you, he has sent you a picture, or you're just imagining it. Which one is it?
The middle one.
Then we have to ask the question: is that the real picture?
It actually, well, it was, but it was blurred out. It was in a discussion on my Fine Discord, which people should go and join, by the way, because it's great. And there was discussion about the Brazilian hairstyle, and I had a picture of myself at one point when I
don't want to
was
know.
debilitated, shall we say, but not debilitated. And so I blurred that out and sent it and said, "There you go." And
You got to be kidding me.
that's why you should join the Discord. All sorts of shit happens over there.
Oh, I don't have time for that bullshit. I am there. I just don't read it. And clearly I don't see all the pictures.
No,
Oh,
that's lucky.
From a thumbnail. Mm-hmm. Right, so maybe we shouldn't discuss your dong on here.
Fair enough.
Luke says, I remember that. Cock one more. Pim needs to voice chat as well. Maybe one day. Right, that was the last question or a comment or whatever. And I think we are severely over time, and we could do it today because you didn't have to go to Bart K's live stream. So do you have any final words that you want to tell the fine people of my chat?
Yeah, just look, don't feel aggrieved that I'm not going to be putting any effort to speak of into my YouTube channel such that it is. I will be around. You will know where I am. The best way to keep in touch with what is happening on a moment-by-moment basis is to join my very fine Discord server, which Luke has just put in the chat there. If you want to pop that up for me, that would be appreciated. There it is. Join my Discord. Very good, Lucas. Like it. That's the invite there for you to do that. You will know what's happening. I will be producing material. Once I've had a break for a week or so, I will start producing material again at the same volume I was doing before. I'm just going to host it on another platform. It's fine. It's not the end of the world. I'll be there. I'll be around.
A week.
And you well, a week or two. It just depends on how long it takes me to get my dopamine systems back into order. And
I thought you were going to write a book.
Well, I'm doing that too, but I do need to spend some time away from computer screens. I need to spend some time with my girlfriend. For example, I'm going to take her out for lunch in about 10 minutes when we're done here. Excuse me. And just smell some roses and get out and amongst it. And, there is life happening away from here. So just, be a bit patient. I'll be back in full force. It won't be on YouTube. It'll be on another platform, but I'll be there. Don't worry.
And I'm sure he will be here sometimes as well.
Maybe, if I'm invited.
Oh, for goodness sake. Yeah. It was good to have you here. It was good fun.
It was. Does it remind you of the old days? Maybe we should go back to the old days. We should go back to the old days and do our live streams together in the same room and stuff.
Maybe. And then we had to sit on elbow each other.
Yeah.
It's good to have you on the other side of the wall. Thank you, Pim and Bart, for the stream. Love you both. We love you too, Bo. Thank you. Always appreciate you both. Thanks, Doc. Discord lovies. That is shoo on, guys, apparently. Thanks, Pim and Bart. Love you all. Have a great day. Enjoy dinner. We will. Enjoy, Bart. And thanks both for another great stream. Thanks, guys. Thank you, everyone. Mwah. We love you. Don't we?
Yep.
Say yes.
We do, yes. We love you all.
Okay. See you next week. Bye.
Bye, girls and boys.
Yay.